Pleasant greetings. This is Anuradha. The topic of discussion is from Social History of England. This video is about an introduction to British history, a very short outline of it. For better understanding, I have divided the videos into parts. So I want to make it clear this video primarily focuses on the basics about the settlers, about England, its location, why it's called as such, who are the invaders, why did they come to England, who are the kings who ruled England, how the people of England got influenced by the rulers. So we'll get the answers to all these questions in this video and in the following videos. First, let's have a look into the map. It's a must for us to know its geographical location. Hope you can see it clearly. It's on the continental shelf of Europe, northwest of the European continent between Atlantic Ocean and North Sea. As you can see in the image, it's mentioned as United Kingdom. So England is one among the nations. It's actually called in its full form as the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's a union of four countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Each country got its own capital. England's capital is London, Scotland is Edinburgh, Wales is Cardiff, and Northern Ireland is Belfast. When you get a clear picturization of this, it will be easy for you to swim in the ocean of British history, British literature, and further on. Now we'll see about the settlers. Some philologists assume that the first inhabitants of England were a set of aborigines called Picts. Philologists, one who studies about literary texts and written records, the establishment of the authenticity and the original form and the determination of their meaning. Aborigine is a person who has been in a country or region from earliest times. Pigs, who were of a low intellectual level, were basically a member of an ancient people inhabiting northern Scotland in Roman times. Very little is known about the original inhabitants of England. The old name for England was Britain. The name itself was given by the Brythons, the Celtic race. They came to England before the birth of Christ. It's an awestruck phrase that Britain was invaded. As Indians, we think about the cruel period regarding the Britishers, their rule, and how they have colonized us. But somebody has to influence them to get such an idea about invading or to colonize one country. So, who gave them the thought? It's because they were the first one to be invaded and colonized by their neighboring countries like Italy, particularly in Italy, Rome, Germany, and France. The Romans were the first one to invade Britain in the early 55 BC under the leadership of Julius Caesar. BC stands for before Christ, AD stands for the Latin phrase Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. So, what's the idea when they first came to England? Is to plunder and return back to Rome. This will be the next question which comes to your mind. Then, why did they stay back in Britain? There are two reasons. One is the fertility of the soil, and the other reason is the nothingness of the people. Now, you would be curious to know what did the Romans do to England during their rule? There was a tremendous change that happened in England in occupation, religion, language, and they got benefited out of them too. Like they made many roads, improved their land, and made Britain one of the chief granaries of Europe. Granary, a building or storeroom for storing thrashed grain, farm feed, and so on. When it comes to occupation, it started in 43 AD. Coming to religion and language, Christianity was preached, and the native people of England began to learn Latin. The Romans ruled England for more than 300 years. After Romans, Britain was invaded again. But now by whom? Here comes the Germanic tribes, who invaded Britain in the middle of the 5th century. From Germany, many tribes came to Britain via boat. The most important of all to be noted were the Jutes, the Saxons, and the Angles, the race which gave England its present name. The name England is derived from the Old English name Angleland, which means the land of the Angles. These Germanic tribes established 7 kingdoms called Heptarchy. Heptarchy is a collective name applied to the 7 kingdoms governed by 7 rulers. The Jutes formed Kent. The Saxons formed Essex, Wessex, and Sussex. The Angles formed East Anglia, Northumbria, and Mercia. What did the Angles do to England in regard to religion? Christianity was brought down of England by the Angles. At the end of the 6th century, Christianity was preached once again in England. The transformation of England to Christianity was started because of Saint Augustine, the famous missionary from Rome. He was sent by Pope Gregory the Great. This Saint Augustine is different from Saint Augustine, Bishop of Hippo in Africa. In the middle of the 9th century, England was once again invaded by the Danes from Denmark and by the Norsemen from Norway, which is in the northern Europe. The territory they ruled and governed according to the law of the Danes was called Danelaw. Their power over the land could not last long. Alfred the Great, the Anglo-Saxon king, defeated the Danes and established his own control over the country. After the death of Alfred the Great, there was a relapse of disorder. The Danes invaded England again and ruled for some time. The order was restored. Alfred's grandson, Edward, became the king in the year 1042. Edward was called as the Confessor and noted for piety. Piety means the quality of being religious. He built the famous Westminster Abbey. It's a famous Gothic church of St. Peter in Westminster, London. It's a notable religious building and traditional place of coronations of almost all English monarchs since William I. That is, they have been crowned there. Distinguished English subjects are buried there. The Poets' Corner contains the graves of great English writers, including Geoffrey Chaucer and Robert Browning. In my next video, I'll discuss about William I, William II, Henry I, Stephen of Anjou, and Henry II. Hope this video is useful to you. See you in my next video. Now I bid you adieu. Thank you.